Hello, this is Bob Shannon, the owner of First and Main Business Advisors, and this is the first in a series for the Anne Arundel Leadership Interview Series. It is my good fortune to be interviewing Jim Nolan today, who is the managing partner of the largest law firm in Anne Arundel County, Counsel, Baradal, Cosmerall, and Nolan. Jim was admitted to the bar in 1974, and among his honors, he's the past president of both the Maryland State and Anne Arundel County Bar Associations. He is also the current president-elect of the National Conference of Bar Presidents, and most recently, he was just named the 2009 Business Person of the Year for the Annapolis and Anne Arundel County Chamber of Commerce. Welcome, Jim.
Thank you, Bob.
What are some of the most important leadership lessons you've learned during your career?
I would say that first and foremost is communications. I think it's imperative that people in business, as business leaders, and quite frankly, in any kind of a relationship, even personal relationships, that there be good, active communication and honest communication. Beyond that, I think it's a matter of being fair when you deal with people. Again, be they your employees or be they your competition in any kind of a business. I think those are the key things for me. Years and years ago, when I was in high school and starting on a particular sports team at my high school, and very proud about that. We had quite a good team, and went to practice one day after a win, and was told by the coach that to step out and put somebody else in my place as the starter. This was beginning on Monday at practice, and I was floored because I had not had any prior communication from the coach as to the fact that there maybe was a problem. Either my performance was down or who knows. And I, at that point, sort of understood that I believe that you ought to communicate with people. If there's an issue, talk to people, communicate, and see if it can't be resolved as compared to doing something other in terms of trying to resolve it.
Could you cite an example, because this is a really important point that you just raised, because I find a lot of business owners really struggle to, for lack of a better term, confront trouble situations with their employees or their staff, and therefore it goes on and the problem never gets resolved or addressed.
Well, it's a huge issue, and again, I represent a lot of businesses, and a lot of times there are problems that employers have with employees where we're helping them out from a legal standpoint, but truth be told, I'm the managing partner of this firm and have been since 1987. And what I find again is if you have open lines of communication, it really cuts down on problems with your partners, with your associates, with your employees. So I try to let people know, and we try to let people know here, that if you have a problem or you think there is a problem, let's talk about it first. And if we see something, we'll speak to the employee, try to get the issue resolved. When you work with that person and try to define goals, but work within their capabilities and their talents, your expectations sometimes are different than theirs.
Right.
It's finding that common ground that works for the entire team and the entire business. And we've been able to do that fairly successfully, but it all comes back down to if we didn't take the time to establish proper communications and think about, well, what's fair, I don't think we would have ever gotten there. Or with anybody we hire, lawyer-wise, is we tell them right out of the gate, we expect you to be involved in the community. Find something you want to do and do it. Call it give back, call it people seeing that the firm is involved, which helps your business, but it's positive. But we get people involved, and I find that they're happier when they're doing that. Now, you don't need to go over the top like I do, but it works. It's whatever works. So that is basically a requirement.
What's the biggest challenge of running a law firm? And I think a lot of people would be interested in that.
I am sure it's the biggest challenge that confronts every business and every business owner, and that's personnel. Always. It's your biggest expense, ordinarily, and it's your biggest challenge because people are people. How do you deal with the employee who comes in and or calls in and says, well, I can't make it in because my child's sick today. Well, that means, well, who takes care of the folks that staffer is supporting? Scramble, scramble. What do you do with a situation where you have lawyers who are a lawyer involved in a particular project who becomes ill? Boom. Got to deal with that one. So, to me, the biggest challenge is personnel, bar none. All the rest of it you deal with. Really.
So it's the largest law firm in Anne Arundel County.
Yes.
Your turnover has been next to zero.
Right. Well, we haven't always been that big either. I mean, we've built up over the years.
But still.
But yeah, we've had relatively little turnover, and it all comes back to what we've already discussed, and that's the communication part of it and being fair with people.
Yeah. And
trying to find innovative ways to work with people. And I find if you're fair with them, they're going to be fair with you. That's really what it comes down to. And as my lovely wife constantly reminds me, it's choose your battles. And
right.
That's a very, very important thing for everybody to remember.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.